I was not going to breach this discourse for my own sanity. I have been ignoring what I think is at this point months worth of bisexual discourse on several apps for the sake of me not having a fucking breakdown about it. Through the Billie Eilish discourse, through, honestly, Twitter had like 3 different inciting events over the past few months or so. And I have been attempting to ignore it and just use it as a free block list. My favorite. I finally broke when the Twitter discourse then escaped, and now it is on 3 separate social media apps. I am this close to fucking losing it. Basically, a person that identified as a lesbian eventually came out and said that she was actually bi and had a boyfriend. Nobody can be normal about that, apparently. Here's one of her videos for reference.
I recently started dating a guy, and now I'm getting comments saying that I was never gay, that I am queer baiting, and I did everything that I did for views. I did not think I would have to address this, but honestly, at this point, I kind of feel the need to. If you haven't been following me for long, I'm going to give you some context. I came out as bisexual at 16, then a couple months later I came out as a lesbian. Only dated women from that point on until a couple months ago, when I realized that I was in fact bisexual. I have always preached on my page that labels are supposed to fit you, and you are not supposed to fit labels. It's just so funny that when I was transitioning from straight to bi or bi to lesbian, I had full support of the community. But as soon as I say, oh, my bad, actually, I think I also like guys, then it's a problem. Now we all say that love is love. You don't choose who you fall in love with, right? But now I'm getting all my experience as a queer woman invalidated because I fell in love with a guy. So I will use this opportunity to remind you that sexuality is fluid, and when you pick a label that best suits you at a certain point is not a commitment for the rest of your life. Be you, have fun, and kiss whoever the fuck you want to kiss.
The reaction to this across platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, was abhorrent. The Twitter homosexual brigade was acting like people saying bisexual women can, in fact, like men, is the same thing as this Tumblr post where, somebody asserts that saying let men be masculine is chronically online, which in that case I would agree, but it's very obvious that this is not even close to let men be masculine because of the way y'all absolutely piss and shit when bisexual women have boyfriends. I've said it in the past, and I will say it again, I am the biggest bisexual woman with a boyfriend defender. I'm the biggest bisexual woman that has a man preference defender because you guys do not know how to act. And this isn't just lesbians either. This is other bisexual women, which shame on you, and some queer men deciding to chime in and be biphobic about it, which if you're a bisexual man doing that, get a fucking grip. If you're a homosexual man doing that, eat glass. This is not let men be masculine, very obviously, by the fact that you act like a bisexual woman. Having a boyfriend is a personal affront. It is an offense to you and to lesbianism or homosexuality. You guys are acting like they personally entered into your home and shot your grandma. Now, for the sake of the video, it is important to note that I will continue to interchangeably use the term bisexual and multisexual and M-spec, because if I am being quite frank, these biphobes do not differentiate between a omnisexual, pansexual, polysexual, or bisexual. They think we're all the same, and acting like they don't think we're all the same is... yeah, no, you are not being for real right now. You have a deficiency in being for real. As much as I don't like using bisexual as an umbrella term for people that don't identify as bisexual, I will be using them interchangeably in this video simply because biphobes don't think that we're different. If you're not a a lesbian or a homosexual man, they don't like you. And they will lump you in with bisexuals to hate on you as well as them. Which is why, even if I don't label myself at this point, I am still on the multisexual spectrum, and this is still an attack on me as it is all the others. Disclaimer over. Let's read through some of the comments I saw on that reel. I don't know who you are, but if you made a bunch of money, got lots of views because you identified as a lesbian, and then were like, psych, I'm actually with a dude, I'd be pissed off and feel like I was cheated. I supported you because I feel like I could relate to you. If I want to watch some straight content, I can just turn on the TV. I don't know, as a lesbian, it bothers me when women whom aren't actually lesbian identify as such. It completely invalidates my existence, and I get it's not personal and all, but still, man. I feel like after reading these comments, I need to take 10 minutes to do some yoga or something to calm the fuck down, because I am 4 seconds away from gathering a bunch of mice and releasing them into this person's home. So when a former bisexual woman realizes that she's a lesbian, everybody cheers. But when a lesbian realizes that she's actually been bisexual this entire time, all of a sudden it's an affront to lesbianism and an attack on you. Newsflash, she's still sapphic? This is a person, not a product. I know that all of you have, influencer brain rot, and you don't see these people as real people, but instead a product for you to consume. But have you considered not being the worst fucking person I've ever met? And the part when she says that as a lesbian, it bothers me when, people that aren't lesbians identify as such is so out of touch. Because how can you say that when a lot of lesbians are fully aware of comp het, for instance, or compulsory heterosexuality, if you will, which, for those of you that don't know, it's essentially the struggle lesbians go through due to male-centered society to figure out that they're lesbians and engage in compulsory heterosexuality. Sorry, you identified as straight before and now you're a lesbian? That's false advertising, according to you. Men feel cheated because you identify as a heterosexual, so now you're a lesbian? How does that work? Yeah, that's how you sound. Shut the fuck up. Knowing your sexuality isn't always as easy as being 11 and being like, oh, I'm gay, and then nothing happens since. It's very easy when everybody fucking hates multisexual people to identify as either a homosexual or a heterosexual, knowing that both of these groups will fucking hate you if you, do anything else. Yeah, sure, gain all your views from being a lesbian and then jump ship when you find the right guy. You're the perfect example of bisexuals using lesbian as a label, as an accessory. Thank God no woman is dating people like you. She didn't fucking know. I'm glad that you had an easy self-discovery experience, figuring out that you're a lesbian and then you hadn't had a problem since. But not everything is one and done. People are complex. If she is, identifies as bisexual at this point, maybe her attraction is literally 2% men, 98% women. She used lesbian as a label because that's what she thought she was at the time. This isn't a nefarious plan to trick lesbians. This is nearing turf territory, bro. I need you to get for real. I'm bi, and this shit be annoying, not gonna lie. There are lesbians out there who don't and never liked guys. It's invalidating to them and their experience to cosplay as a lesbian when you're bi. Sorry, but it's annoying. It's fine to be fluid, but don't go to one extreme and then be confused when you're like, I'm actually not that. Hey, excuse me, what the fuck are you talking about? This type of bisexual woman is the type of bisexual woman that I was critiquing all those years ago. I understand that they are not the crux of the problem, as it is the homosexuals that are doing most of the biphobia, but you are not helping. I'm gonna say this with tough love, but if you act like this as a bisexual, whether you're a man or a woman, you need to grow a fucking backbone. Those biphobic homosexuals hate your guts. Stop being a fucking pick-me. They don't like you. They are not going to sleep with you. Literally get a fucking grip. Throwing other bisexual women under the bus to pander to lesbians that literally fucking hate you is pick-me bullshit. And I'm saying this with tough love, but you need to get over it and have some self-respect. So you're straight, but you want the LGBT oppressed clout is what you're saying. Everyone is on a bisexual spectrum. It just depends on how closeted comfortable you are with your sexuality. Stop acting like you was at Stonewall. You were not at Stonewall either. Unless you are like 70 years old, you were likely not at Stonewall. What is absolutely batshit about this comment is that it's going to one extreme or the other and assuming that she's now straight or identifies as straight just because she now has a boyfriend. She is once again accusing her of using lesbianism for clout rather than, her naturally finding herself through a long, excruciating process. How dare you say that she is looking for oppression points and then saying LGBT as if the B is not fucking bisexual? I am going to release so many mice into people's homes. For legal reasons, that is a joke. I need people to stop acting like bisexual women are not oppressed. You're telling me the abuse rates of bisexual women is not oppressed? Like, the whole conversation about being in a straight presenting relationship is privilege is kind of bullshit to me. I do not see as being close or in proximity to your oppressor as a privilege. We see this with straight trans women. We see this with a lot of different groups of people, actually, in the community. In fact, I will say right now, there's also data to back up that even bisexual men being in proximity to straight women, it's not a privilege, considering bisexual men are also the most abused sexuality of man. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that proximity to the oppressor is not a privilege. This person commented twice. I believe that this is the same person. I think where people who only like the same sex have an issue with this is that it invalidates our identity even further when gay people come out as bi. We already have ignorant straight people not believing we're gay, so it doesn't help when a woman whom identify as lesbian come out as bisexual. Why is that the fault of the queer women in question? Why is the straight person's reaction, or, predatory straight men, why is that the fault of the bisexual women who are often the victims of these predatory straight men? I need you to be fucking for real right now. You are blaming predatory straight men that go after lesbians on bisexual women. You do realize that regardless of whether or not this woman figured out she was bisexual after identifying as a lesbian, predatory straight men would still abuse lesbians, right? Some of you do not have a PhD in being for real. And that's just on Instagram Reels. If I showed you all of the screenshots I have from Twitter, I think I would have a fucking breakdown, if I'm being honest with you right now. I don't know, there was 3 inciting incidents that have caused this to be more than a month's long fucking discourse where people of all kinds are fighting bisexual women. And then, every once in a while, bisexual men will catch a stray. It is fucking chaos on Twitter. I've been tempted to just delete the app altogether because I can't handle it anymore. At this point, the monosexuals are calling monosexual a slur. Is that where we're at right now? Trans people are being genocided in the United States, and you care about the word monosexual. Holy shit, get it together. Monosexual is not a slur, it literally just means not multisexual. Just like allosexual means not asexual, and non-binary means not binary. If you do not identify as a multisexual person, then you are monosexual. It is not a slur. Get it together. Overall, I've been genuinely pissed at the amount of slut-shaming, the amount of, lesbians acting like bisexual existing is an affront to their mere existence, the lesbian separatism, and not even to mention that other bisexual women who are desperate for lesbian attention are joining in to throw other bisexual women under the bus. I am floored by everybody's hatred of bisexuals, multisexual people as a whole. It's like really bad right now. Like usually you guys save this shit for Pride Month, you know, to ruin Pride Month every year. Why are you guys ruining the holidays now too? We have several months before Pride Month, okay? Let's pack it up. You need to be done within 24 hours. Let's start drinking that shutting the fuck up juice. Thank you and have a wonderful day.